Today, I want to take a few minutes to talk about field goals and just some things that I'll wind up seeing that's pretty regular across the board, and also share a few things with TrackMan that we're kind of looking at. So, as we go through here, the height at the line of scrimmage is a number that I pay really close attention to. 10.5 and up is really the number we want to kind of look at. Obviously, anything below 10.5, now we're getting close to a field goal opportunity to get blocked. Okay. The other thing we want to look at is ball speed. So as we're looking at the ball speed and numbers, what we're getting into. So basically, college guys are around 65 to 75, and then when you're looking at NFL players, you're looking at probably 75 and up for the most part. So ball speeds when you're getting in high school, when you're getting around that 55 to 65 range, or 60 to 70 is where you really want to be when you're doing that. So the next thing I want to cover is when we get into kicking a field goal. So basically what I'm looking at is being able to get your body in a good balanced position to where you have power, okay? So one of the things I see a lot of is guys getting the plant foot spread out a little bit too wide. That's creating a swing that comes more flat across the ball, okay? When you're in a good upright position, okay, like right here, and then that plant foot again, and it's going to vary per guy. So whether you're 6'5" or whether you're 5'10", okay, and depending on, if you're wearing a size 12 shoe or size 9, okay, those variables are going to come into play with where that plant foot is. But the key thing is we want to get into a position to where we have good body positioning. So now at the point of contact on the ball, we've got good swing up through the ball. So we're able to lift and then get that ball up in the air, which then in turn gets us here with our elevation at the line of scrimmage. So 11.9, a really good kick coming off the ground and getting height on the ball, okay? So again, when you guys are working and setting your plant foot, our coaches out there, if you're coaching a young man working on his plant foot, again, it's not a matter of getting as wide, it's a matter of getting as close as you can to be able to get the body in a good upright position and balanced to where when he hits that plant foot and sticks that in the ground, now he's got a chance to lift and drive up and use that plant foot to accelerate the foot through the ball as his follow through comes through. So one of the things that you really got to look at here is we've got good leg whip as we're coming down through the ball. The plant foot's in good location off the ground. You want the ball not in your foot, right, even with the seam of the ball. And as you can see right here, as we come down, one of the things that I see an awful lot of where guys have a little bit of a struggle, okay, is if you watch that plant foot, the left leg, as the left leg comes down, you want to have a really good shin angle so it's vertical up and not passing the ball. So what you wind up seeing, okay, and again, this is a good shin angle going in to make contact with the ball, okay, but what you'll see with a lot of guys is this knee tends to drift just past the ball. Once you get that drift and that slide past the ball and you're not triggering that quad, okay, now you're going to get into a situation where it's hard to get the ball up in the air and get elevation on it, okay, and that becomes a flatter swing as well. Then the other thing that we run into is we want to have a good visual line of sight, okay, inside the shoulder and the hip, where we're not throwing the hip too fast, okay. Right now, I'm running across a lot of guys that wind up throwing that hip really, really quick, and again, once you throw the hip, that's going to shut off your quad, your hip flexor, and your core as far as your lift and power through the ball. So we want to make sure that we're doing a good job of getting here, having the hip in a good location as far as not being too far forward, good foot contact at leg lock, and then we want to make sure we're doing a great job of getting lift and using the core muscles in your quad as you're coming through that, okay? The other thing you wind up seeing, it cuts out in this picture right here, but we want to make sure that we're staying to the quad and not turning and rolling the foot to where we're moving to the groin. Okay, once you start moving to the groin, that's where you're losing power and also risk of injury. So as the swing goes through with a follow through, okay, and we talked about just a second ago with the foot, we want to make sure that that foot is staying rolled just a little bit and you're clearing through and up through the ball so you're staying away from the groin. So here's a good example, okay, where we're making good contact with the ball, okay, and not rolling the foot to the groin. Everything's releasing and coming downfield, Okay, we got 11.6 on the height of the ball at the line of scrimmage coming off. Okay, so you can see right here, get pretty good contact and good lift on the ball. So just going through and covering a few little bullets. Okay, again, one of the things we want to make sure we're in balance as we're going through the kick and through the follow through. And at this point of contact, we're making contact with the ball, getting that lift up through it, and again, bringing the left foot. Okay, I see a lot of guys that wind up just sticking on that plant foot or falling out because their body lean is too aggressive away from the ball. Pay attention to where your center of gravity is and where your balance is as you go through and kick this, because again, any position you play in football, if you're in good balance and good position, you got a chance to be powerful. Okay, same thing with kicking and punting in football and snapping. You want to be in good balance. You don't want to be falling out of it or away from where the kick is going. Okay, so a few bullets today on field goal. Appreciate you listening. Hope you get a chance to get on SnyderKicking.com and get signed up for a camp, or check out our Coach's Corner for information as far as schemes and drill work. Appreciate you listening.